Hi guys, it's Belle here and welcome back for an episode of Finish Up Friday. We haven't done one of these for a little while, so I wanted to continue working on my unfinished projects box, and I pulled these out. Now, I must have made these, oh my gosh, maybe even 3 years ago now, possibly longer. These are just large journaling cards, kind of very basic collage. I believe that the digitals that I've used on here are a Release the Crafting digital. It's one of their early digitals though, but I'm pretty sure it's probably still in their shop on Etsy. So I'll leave the link down below. I can't remember. I think one of them's the vampire one. I'm not sure if they're all the vampire one. I'm not sure, but anyway, and they're really large and they're just on black. So what I'm thinking is I might want to cut these down and kind of make a pocket or a mini tag or a larger journaling card, a smaller journaling card. We're going to see. We're just going to get started, to be honest. I'm going to cut this into a tag, and I think I'm going to have it at 3 inches. Oh, and they are... I want to say they're probably 4 inches. Let's have a quick look. I mean, it's not going to stay this, so... Oh, no, they are 4 3/4 inches. Well, that's quite big for a journal. So, yeah, we're going to cut this down. I'm going to have this at 3 inches, I think. And I think we're going to back it. Let's have a look what I think of that kind of size. That's a good size for a tag, isn't it? Yeah. This would make a cute little journaling card. So, I've got some bits and bobs here. I might just back this quickly. I should have just backed it before I chopped it. But there we go. I didn't. It doesn't matter. So let's get this on. Again, this is just something I've had in my unfinished projects box, and I was thinking, okay, so what could I... Oh, it's lovely and grungy on that side. Let's have that. What could I do? I don't like the idea of just, I don't know, throwing it or not using it. So, yep, we're going to cut it down. And then I went through my sort of digital, my Gothic digital box. So normally when I print stuff out to work on projects, I normally overprint. It's just a thing I do because I never know how much I'm going to need, and I don't want to be working on a project and then going, oh, I wish I'd cut that out. Or sometimes things don't print exactly perfectly. So I tend to keep those that are already printed out in their respectively themed boxes. So this is kind of in my Gothic box, or Gothic / Halloween spooky digital box. So that's going to be like that. And I am just going to trim it now into a tag shape. So I just pulled some bits out of there because, again, I have a whole box full, so I might as well. That didn't cut very well. That's all right. Thankfully, we're going to ink around this in some black stress ink because, you know, it's the spooky Gothics. I thought I'll pull those out too because then I get to use those up as well as finish up a project. Put some more ephemera in the ephemera box. My ephemera box has never been so full as this year because I've actually been pre-making some ephemera. Ephemera? No, not Enya. That's a singer. Ephemera. Okay, so we have this. I just have all these bits. I will try and tell you where some are from. Some I won't remember straight off. I kind of like that. I think this is a GeckoGalz image. It's these 2 little girlies playing Halloween. Playing dress up. Or maybe they're not playing dress up. maybe their mother's in a coven. It's giving me Her Majesty's Secret Coven vibes. By Juno Dawson. That's the book. Which you probably kind of guessed. But just in case. Or do I want the moon? Just because these little girls are playing, you know, a little witchy... Little Witches. Ugh, I pulled out some vintage music. And yes. So I'm pretty sure this is a Release the Craft in, but I think this is by Lady Blackblood. I will leave her linked down below to her Etsy shop. So maybe I'll put some music on here. Possibly. It's got all the gold on that side though, and I kind of wanted it. Let's cut it even smaller. So yes, I will leave as many people as I can think that these might be from. I think that's it. I think it's just Release the Craft in, some Lady Blackblood. There is one other creator that I'll show you the name of them. And then, actually I might like it on there like that. Maybe I want some fabric behind this. And then, maybe some GeckoGalz. All from Etsy. Oh, I'd already started putting that together. How fun. When you find random things in your box. I think I want them on like that, and then we can have just a tad bit of lace. So I think I'm going to put some lace at the top, so I don't know if we need that. I feel like I want it kind of out the side there. That's the better way around, like so. And then I might actually stitch around this. I don't know. And then if we have maybe the moon, I don't want it covering the little girl. So it might not work with the moon. Because I do want it to say Halloween. It might work if I have it a bit higher. Okay, what I'm going to do... Two things. Firstly, I'm going to separately stitch around this with the lace, and then I'm going to stitch around here, and I'm just thinking while I'm at it whether I do you know what, let's have a little bit of shiny. So pretty. It's shiny. And then we can put the tab on as well at the same time. I just think, you know, Halloween. Maybe they got the sparkles on. One of them in particular looks like she's wearing some sparkles. Her Majesty's Royal Coven, not Secret Coven. I knew the title didn't sound right. By Juno Dawson. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to put a sparkly tab. So I'm going to stitch around this, and then I'm going to stitch around this, and I'll be back. Okay, so I've stitched around that. The machine went a bit wonky there, but I kind of like that it did something a bit different. Yeah, so we are going to get this on. If you love to read and you love witchy type books, if you love modern witchy books, I highly recommend Juno Dawson's Her Majesty's Royal Coven series. There are 2 books out in the series, and a prequel just came out, although I'm going to be honest, that was a disappointment, but there we go. And then we're waiting for the last in the trilogy. I've got to say, it has, since reading it, particularly the first book, become one of my favourite all-time series. And I do not say that lightly as someone who reads a lot and reads a lot of witchy books, and is often disappointed. It's set in the UK, which I also really enjoyed, because a lot of the books I read out there, unless they're historical fiction, they tend to be more centered elsewhere, which is fine, and I read them, but it was just nice to have something more UK based. It is very modern. It's set in the modern age. Do you know what it gave me the vibes of? And again, I don't say this lightly. It gave me the vibes of that very famous Wizard Boy series. But really for adults. I mean, this is, you know, it's got all sorts in it. So it is for adults. But it is fantastic. And oh my goodness, the ending. If you've read it, you will know what I mean. Oh my goodness. But anyway, they give me the vibes of that, because at the start of the book, it's all about these 4 friends who are witches, like witches in this world are born. So, you know, and they come from witch families. And they are obviously young, and they are friends, and yeah, it kind of goes from there, kind of thing. So yeah, I really enjoyed it, and so that made me think of the start of the book, because they're young and they're kind of sitting in a tree house. They're about 13, I think, and listening to Spice Girls and things like that. Like I said, very in our day and age. And yeah, anyway, you're going to get books handcrafting when you come here. Anyone who's been here for any length of time knows that. And if you're new, hello, welcome. And yes, we talk about books as well as crafting and random ramblings. So there we go. I mean, I think if I was going to put it in a journal, I might also add maybe some embossing or texture paste. But for a quick tag for a journal, that works. Let's move on to the other one. So we have this. Now, I have this image, and I've actually, when I printed it out, it must have been on photo paper. It's very glossy. I love this image, and this is by Ethera, Belle, Boheme. Anyway, they're on Etsy. I'll leave them linked down below. I use their work quite often. Now, I'm thinking I'm actually going to cut her out. That's what I'm thinking. She is beautiful. Do I want to cut her out, or do I want to just trim her? Let's trim her and then go from there and see what we think. She beautiful. So she's definitely given me like Brides of Dracula vibes, although she is wearing a cross, so maybe not, but she's given me those kind of vibes. Right, let's ink around this, and then let's see what we want to do. I think she is going to be a journaling card. I was thinking pocket, but I think it's slightly too small for a pocket for me in a journal. I don't know. And I definitely think journaling card. Let's ink a bit more. Let's get it on that glossy paper. Beautiful. Oh gosh, she is gorgeous. She totally is. Oh, we could use some more black shiny, couldn't we? I've got it here, so, you know, I'm looking at it and thinking, well, let's use it. And I love the fraying. Can't go wrong with a bit of sparkle sometimes. But I don't know if I love it. I don't know if I love that. I wish I had more black lace in this little scrap bag, but I don't think I do. Oh, perfect. What was I saying? Take it back. I've got some black cobweb lace. That will do very nicely. Thank you very much. I want to tear it a little bit, see if it tears. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Okay, that's better. Beautiful. It almost looks like she's wearing a veil and that black spider web could be part of that veil. So beautiful. Ooh. I've done the same kind of thing, haven't I? We want to move it to the other side. Oh, it doesn't matter. We're doing this. We are doing it. I didn't want to faff about too much. I do love this candelabra. Don't really know. Where's that from? This might be Lady Blackblood 2. I have got it saying cemetery, but we're not really in a cemetery, are we? Ghouls I wanted for something else. Got a Halloween again, but I didn't want to use the same one twice. We've got some bones. Dim bones, dim bones. Unnaturally strange and weird. We could just use this bit. This again is from a Release the Crafting. We could, oh, we've got the beautiful moth as well. Dim bones. Dim bones. I'm trying not to sing what I want to sing. Kind of like that. Oh, she's so beautiful. We have a bat. We all know how I love bats. We do have some little skulls. But it's more off to the side and I don't know if I want it or not. I don't know if it really suits her aesthetic. Oh, what am I thinking? I've got some flowers, guys. We could add some flowers. Because, you know, I love me some flowers. Oh, this one's like black and red metallic paint. That would look quite cool on there, actually. Kind of love that. Oh, have I got a brad that will work? Let me just check. Let's grab my brads. Let's have a look. I have got a red one. We have a bright red. It's not too big though. I might have wanted a bigger one than that. That little flower one. Flower one might work. Let's see what I think of that. Otherwise, I might just use like more of a bronze. But I don't know if I like that. Have we got a bigger black one? Got some music on there. No, I don't think we do. It would have been really good if I'd had a much bigger red one. But oh, hold on, is that bigger? Great, Belle. Drop it. Seriously. That, I think, is bigger. Let's have a look. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to put a hole in it. I had to grab my pokey tool. Always makes me laugh that we have such a kind of professional tool and we just refer to it as a pokey tool. So we are now auditioning brads. I think I kind of love the flower. I'm not even going to try the other one. I'm just going to go with the flower. So done and dusted. Now what we do need to do is I need to ink around these bones because they've got the white edges. Again, I think these are by Lady Blackblood, I think, from one of the kits. I will leave her shop down below. She does some amazing things. So I do have the resin Tim Holtz Bonies, which I adore. I normally stock up on those. I was so glad to hear he was bringing them back again. because yes, I have watched the video. I shouldn't have. I mean, we all knew I was going to want a lot of stuff. So I am going to, firstly, I think I'm going to round the corners on this one, and I haven't backed it, but I'm not sure it needs backing. It does need trimming because there's just a little bit of black there. So let's do that. And then, yeah, I think I want to round the corners because we know I love rounded corners. And then, okay, so we've got the beautiful lady. Gosh, honestly, that headdress. Oh, it's amazing. I could probably make something a bit like that. But anyway, we've got our flower. I do have some leaf. Do I want to add a leaf too? Oh, yes, I do want to add that as well. Don't you just love it when a plan comes together? And I'm wondering about something up the top. I do have, oh my gosh, we've got some red lace. We could add just a touch of that, couldn't we? Is this overkill? I guess until we add it, we won't know. No, it's not. It's not. I don't know if I want a tab now. I don't know if it needs one. But, you know, we won't know till we think about it. Oh, I have some sari silk. That could be done in half. Do you know what? I don't think it needs a tab. So, I am going to go and stitch around the lady and around the journaling card. Then we will glue everything down. Okay, so that is done. Were you shouting at me that I hadn't actually inked around the journaling card? Don't worry, because I heard you if you did. And I've done it now. So that's going to go on there. Brilliant. Oh, she's just so beautiful. My only problem is when you're working with glossy photo paper, it picks up everything. Now, with something Gothic, do you know what I'm going to do? That's a waste to have that much on the back. So I'm going to do that. With something Gothic and creepy, it doesn't matter too much because it just adds a bit more kind of distressed feel to the piece. But normally, I would not print things out on glossy. But it was in my box like that, so that's what we're working with. She is literally so beautiful. Like so. And then what I want to add to the leaf is I have a little bit of wax paste metallic in red. It's this gorgeous kind of orangey red. So I want to, I think that's because it might have separated slightly. Look, it's slightly different colour there. That's all right. We're still going to add it because I just want a smidge to, because I want it mainly black, but I wanted to pick up some of that colour. A lot of it is going to be behind the flower, so I don't need it on there. I wonder if I could heat that slightly and then melt it together. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It can still be used. It's just not as red as it might otherwise have been, but it wasn't the deepest red anyway. You can just see it just adds that little shimmer. Okay, that is going on there. Like so. Now I'm just thinking, oh, is there a vampire journal I can make? It's so strange because I've been doing a lot of Christmas crafting. And now obviously we're coming into autumn, so I really need to focus on autumn and Halloween crafting. So I've kind of done it back to front this year. I think that's because I often don't get enough Christmas stuff in my Etsy. And then I always think, oh, I wish I could make some more. So I was just in the mood this year. And as I've said in previous videos, this year I'm giving myself permission to just craft whatever I feel like, whenever I feel like, and try new things and just really enjoy myself. And so I felt like making Christmas, so I did. But now we're into spooky season. Well, we're into cozy pumpkin season, into spooky season. Either way, it's all good. Yes. Oh, I love it. I love the fact that that was just a little flower cut out of some paper that had black and red paint on there. Excellent. And then I pulled out from Tim Holtz Clip Its, She Whom Thou Namest Death, because that's who she looks like. She's beautiful. And I'm wondering down here, maybe under the flower, below the stitching. I think so, but I feel almost like it needs a bit more. She whom thou namest Death. I don't think I've got my little pen. I think I wandered off with my little pen that I normally use to go around. So I'll use this one. It says Infinite Magic anyway, so let's use this pen. Don't know if it will work as well on the glossy. That's my problem. But I just like to go around these in a messy way to give it a bit of a border. She whom thou namest Death. Well, she doesn't need any like embossing or anything. That all will stick and dry to the fabric. But what do we think of that one, guys? I love her. So we have two done. And I have a final card. Bum-ba-dum. And I think one of these I wanted to make into a pocket. And one of them I want to use this super, super creepy. I think he's meant to be Jekyll from Jekyll and Hyde. That's what I think. So how big is he? 2 1/4. So I could do about 2 3/4 for the tag this time instead of, which would give us a bit bigger as a pocket because that'll be about 4. Could do the pocket that way. Might be slightly longer that way. I'm just going to trim off the black. Oh yeah, it would definitely be longer. We might do it that way. Doesn't matter about the writing being upside down. I don't mind that. Right, we need to back this yet again because it is a tag. So let me get me glue. My glue-zine. Okay. And get this on the back. So it's fun to be getting back to some finishing up projects, I have to say, guys. So, you know, still destashing, still tidying. I don't know how other people do it. I really don't, because I which way around's the writing? Okay. I make a start, I clear and tidy one complete area, and then I craft. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, okay, I've created mess again. But anyway, I emptied one of my drawers that's kind of like a Bitsy Bob catch-all drawer. Like, I say drawer, it's a big 12 by 12 kind of wall cabinet space. And I found 2 more unfinished journals. Now, one's a personal journal. That was an October daily from, I don't know if it was last year or the year before. So I'm thinking I will finish up the pages in there for the days, because I have got some written down and some photos ready to go in it, and then I might use it for autumn stuff this year. Why is that not straight? And one was a Haunted Mansion Golden Book journal. So that might be my October daily for this year. Because it's cute. I love the Haunted Mansion. Okay, this tag is just being a bit naughty. It's just misbehaving. And yes, I know it's because I'm trying to trim it while the glue's still wet. I'm impatient. It's what we're doing. If you want to be a really good crafter, make sure you let your glue dry first before you go trimming, cutting or anything else. And this is moving all over the place. Seriously? Right, well this is definitely Jekyll and Hyde, isn't it? Because it looks cute, but it's misbehaving. So, that's a very good book. I reread the original, was it last year or the year before? Obviously, I've read it before, but I reread it. It's such a quick read as well. I suppose it's a novella, not a book, really, because it's so short. But, yeah, it's very good. So, we have this creepy dude who we are calling Mr. Hyde. Unlike Dr. Jekyll, who's, you know, professional looking. This creepy dude. Hey, dude. I'm always putting things at slight angles, but I always do the same angle, so let's change it up. And I wanted the word, well, first of all, we should have the word poison on there because creepy dude's poisoning himself. And then we've got the word ghouls, and I just thought, yes, because he's kind of a ghoul. So if you haven't read that book, I highly recommend. If you're into, like, it's not the hardest classic to get into. The first few minutes are a little bit boring. Few minutes. The first kind of, nope. What were you saying, Belle? The first part of the book can be a bit boring, but, you know, it really doesn't take long to get into, and I quite enjoy it. So, yeah. So if you read... I was moving him the same way again. Do you know what? I can't help it. Stop laughing out there, all of you who may be laughing. As I'm like, just keep turning it the same way. I know the music's a bit upside down, so I apologise for that in advance, but it is what it is for this one. Mr. Hyde. The evil Mr. Hyde. So, let's scrunch this a little bit. It's too perfect, isn't it, guys? I mean, come on. It's just too perfect. Let's rip it a little bit here. Like so. Yes, Mr. Hyde. I need my medicine now. Oh. He is a creepy dude. It's just that weird face. Isn't it weird what people find creepy? I mean, woman with a skull face. No, beautiful. Guy with a creepy big smile. That creeps me out. Yes, welcome to the world of Belle. Because that's what I'm like. Should we have another bone on there, guys? I've got it in my stash, so I'm just thinking, do we use it? Should we trim Mr. Hyde a little bit? Shall we cut him down a little bit? I feel like I might want this a little bit scrunched as well. I think that's what's bugging me. I think it's too perfect looking. Right. Let's get the scissors and rough this one up. Obviously, there's little tools out here there for that, but I just use my scissors. Just be careful with your fingers if you're going to use your scissors. No trips to emergency rooms going, well, I was watching Belle Boo Creations and she was using her scissors. So it's her fault. Anyway, oh my gosh, I am a rambler today. That's a bit better, but this still needs more. Still needs more. Still needs more. Because, you know, it's Hyde. A little bit of music because I can't resist putting some music on something. Right, let's clear some mess. Let's get the gluesine over. And let's get this stuck down. Don't think I want any fabric for him. I may use a fabric topper or I may use an eyelet. We will decide once the creepy dude is down. Creepy dude. So, yeah. I would love to know down below. I know I ask this sometimes, but I would love to know what your favourite classics are. I know a lot of you, like me, really love Frankenstein or the modern Prometheus. Dracula and Frankenstein are kind of my favourite spooky classics. I know I'm a bit like basic in that way, but they're my faves and it is what it is. So, ghouls. Poison. Have you poisoned yourself, Mr. Hyde? Dr. Jekyll? Yeah, but I would love to know if someone's got something different. Actually, one of my new favourites, because it's so awful. I just read it, was it last year? I feel like it might have been last year now. But Carmela, that was, I don't know why, but it was just amazing. And I can't exactly pinpoint why, but it was just really, really good. So, and that came out before Dracula. And yeah, that was amazing. I've got a brain here. Sorry, did I hit you? We could put a brain because, you know, Jekyll and Hyde, the brain. His brain's changing under the medicine. Sorry, did I spoil that for you guys? Are there some of you out there who doesn't know that he's the same person? Sorry if you did get that spoilt. Ghouls. I almost feel like that's too much. Unless we get rid of the ghouls and we have the brain. No, we're not using the brain. Some of you might have liked it out there. You might be like, but Belle, that actually went. It might have done, but I didn't like it. So we're not doing it. Let's have a look a minute in some Tim Holtz pieces because I'm taking too long with this. Fragile, handle with care. That kind of makes me really giggle. That really makes me giggle. Because, you know, you want to be handling Hyde with a lot of care. Just saying. Let's get rid of the ghouls now. You know, you don't want to come across Hyde on a dark night and annoy him. That is for certain. Oh, we have a bat. Do we want to add a bat? We all know how I love adding bats to things. If you don't know, then you probably didn't watch me during Creep on June. Oh, I know in here somewhere Tim Holtz had like a pestle and mortar. So let me see if I can find that and I'll be back. Okay guys, so I didn't find the pestle and mortar, but I did find warning, maybe habit forming, which again made me chuckle. Links in. Also found 2 smaller bats, and then I found some fabric and it says potion on it. So this is going to be our fabric tab. So firstly, I'm going to stick all this stuff down except the bats because we might have to stick the bats over the other stuff. You know, watch out. That stuff you're taking, Mr. Jekyll, Dr. Jekyll. It may be habit forming. And he's like, what are you talking about? As he starts to change into Hyde. I feel fine. Anywho. Yeah, it's almost that time of year. I love to rewatch classics. The classics. My youngest recently, because I introduced him to the classic monsters. and stories. And he recently, the other month, watched the original Jekyll and Hyde. And he said, considering when that was out, I mean, now we have CGI and everything, but I'm going to be honest, CGI in that, it's good, but I think it takes something away from the original spookiness. And he actually said to me, oh my goodness, Mum, that Jekyll was terrifying. He said, I can't even work out how they did it for the time period. He loves movies. And he said, you know, I don't know how they did it. He said, but I can just imagine when that first came out, why that terrified so many people. He said, because, you know, I was scared. And, yeah. So if you haven't watched it and you like traditional classic old horror movies, maybe one to check out. I'm going to stitch around this and put its tab on and it will be done. Okay, so there we go. I love that it says potion on the top. And then we can add a couple of bats maybe. I'm trying to work out if we need them now that we have that. And I don't think we do. So that's the third one. Let's move on to the final one. We're going to do it this way round, I think. And one of the first things I'm going to do is around the corner because I'm wondering if it's going to be like a side tuck. Let me measure this again. Actually, we might do it that way and have it go on as a tuck rather than a full pocket. Let's ink around this, and I think I wanted to make this maybe a double pocket, but I'm not sure. So we are going to see what we still have. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, we have her. She is stunning. Oh, but I had this pocket. I think, again, I don't know, actually. This might have been from a kit I was using for something, so I don't know. Oh, and I have that. Now I'm just like, oh, I have this. Oh, I have that. Oh, look at this. And we have that. We have a lot of things. Louise has a lot of things. Oh my gosh, this face, look at it. I think it's a GeckoGalz one again. It just says, hello, as is you. What are you up to? It's one of those kind of things. It makes me giggle whenever I see it. I mean, I wouldn't giggle if I saw it in real life. I'd be like, nope, not today. I'm not staying here. Bye. See you later. But in the image, it's cute. And I just want to point out, I am not big into horror anymore. I don't know what happened. I used to love it when I was younger. I used to watch all the old horror movies and things. And I don't mean old as in the 40s. I just mean like, I loved a good spooky horror movie. But as I got older, it's probably since actually I developed anxiety that, yeah. It's just not really a thing for me anymore. Memento mori. I don't like that now. I do really love this. It's a memory card. A Rolodex, a faux Rolodex card from Release the Craft In. And what is it? Noctipani? Noctipani? An appearance of something that only occurs at night. So I think that works quite well actually on there too. But I don't know. I do have another Release the Craft In digital. That's this little one with the skull and the flowers. I do kind of like that. And we can put Cemetery underneath it. I do kind of like that too. We could put Mr. Spookles and put Cemetery. Mr. Spooky. I don't want to be spending too long on this. That is just such a beautiful image, but I don't think I want that. I think I want this. I think that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to glue this on. I'm not going to over decorate this one. I do have a few things that could go in the pocket, including the tags we've just made. So, you know, that worked out well. I just want to use these things. Because otherwise I'll need to make more space. and try and get more storage, which is exceedingly limited as my craft room as in my living room. Okay, so it can only go from the N. All right. So that's going to stick over the side a tad. Come on. Don't die on me yet. So, yeah, maybe it's since then, but I don't really watch those anymore. But I will always watch the originals, you know. Nosferatu and the original Dracula and stuff, because they're not scary now. They were then, but they're not scary now. They're just, except maybe Hyde. I just think that's funny. Look, he can literally be there. Oh my goodness. I need to round the corners of this. And then ink the edges. Sorry, I disappeared there for a while. And then he could be looking over the top. Oh, wouldn't it be great if I could cut his hands out and he could just be... Oh my goodness. Okay, little one, you're coming with me. We need to cut you out. And then have you popping over the edge. Because that's not creepy at all, is it? Maybe a bit. I mean, maybe even on here. Okay, let's have it so that the hands can come over. I mean, I'm cutting this very roughly. One, because I need it a bit closer now to see when I'm fussy cutting. I'm old, ladies and gentlemen. No, I'm not. I just have fairly nice eyes. It's so funny. I've always had to wear glasses, well, since I was in my late teens. But every time I go to the opticians, they're always like, so, do you, are you on your phone a lot? And I'm like, no, I craft and I stitch. And that's why my eyesight's gone, because, you know, when you stitch and things. Oh my gosh, the bones. If I do it like that, the bones almost look like shoulders rather than hands. And I like the fact we get to see his creepy smile, but I don't know, I might have it up a little bit. Ah, yes. I mean, creep factor, but yes. I don't think I want him there because I think, or do I? Things will be behind him. Let's do it. Let's just do that. So I need a little bit just on this hand, a little bit here, and then a little bit here. And we'll see how that works. You need to go underneath, because he can be kind of creeping over. Okay, that just makes me chuckle, because, well, that's the way I am. And you could have something like that in there. But what I did have was, I got some of these. And again, I think these are from Lady Black Book. So we're just going to fold these. Oh, I hate folding these. I never seem to get it right. I'm always amazed at people who like just fold it down the line and they're like, yep, that's perfectly folded. I normally pull out my scoreboard. We're going to put one of these in here in the pocket because, hey Toffee, I'm in here. Don't know if you heard that. That was my cat crying like, where have you gone, mother? I've woken up and I can't find you. I'm right here. Like, she's the one who's normally always beside me, but she must have fallen asleep in the kitchen when I was in there earlier doing things, and then has woken up to realise I've left the kitchen. Oh, bless her. She's so funny. Right, well, that took longer than it should have, so I apologise for that in advance, but, you know, the way it is sometimes. And then on the bottom. Come on, this glue's nearly empty, I think. That's why it has decided it doesn't want to be that nice today. And then we're going to fold that over. So we have this little thing, but I did wonder about adding like a skull to it instead of the thing, the whole image. Where did that little cute skull go? Is there such a thing as a cute skull? We've got the moth. That's quite cute on there, actually. We've got a frog. I'm spending too long. Where did that skull go to? Not these skulls. I do really like the... this skull. This is the one I was thinking. I thought that was cute. Let's put that on there. We just really want this on here, and then I think I might put one of the tags in there, and we will be done, guys. We will have used up some bits, and we would have finished up some unfinished projects, which is brilliant. So let me move this stuff out of the way, because this would fit in here really well. Now, we're not going to see Mr. Spooky Eyes unless you move this. But that's okay, because we don't always need to see Mr. Spooky Eyes. Okay, so let's have a look. We have a pocket for a journal. We have a couple of tags, which are fun. And that could definitely go in there. Oh my gosh, look at that, guys. How freaking cute is that? How adorable. I don't know, I'm trying to look, because now I'm looking, I don't know if I would have that. I might have that further down there, like so, actually, and then put something small, like even a memento morum in there, memento mori, like in there, or something like that. And then, so we did that tag, we did this cute tag, and then we did this. And this is probably my favourite, only because it's probably in my favourite colours. But I kind of like all of them. So that's it for today, guys. I know, a rambly finish up Friday, but what do you expect? No, I don't need them all. So yes, we have a pocket, 2 tags, and a journaling card for future projects. And this creepy dude, because, you know, it only occurs at night. Oh, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you are pulling out your unfinished projects and working on them. I know quite a few of you have said you've been inspired to have a go at that. And yeah, it's just a fun way to spend a little bit of time. So I will be back soon for another video. Please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really, really does help, guys. I cannot tell you how much it helps my little channel. And until next time, guys, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having lots and lots of crafty fun. Bye for now.